Hello, my wise and wonderful friends. If you're over 60 or entering this beautiful stage of life, I want you to know this channel is just for you. Before we dive into today's message, I warmly invite you to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We're here every week with thoughtful and uplifting content designed to help you feel confident, stay mentally strong, and live your best life, no matter your age. Now let's talk about something subtle, yet incredibly powerful. The things we say out loud and how those words shape our mindset and experiences. Today, we're going to explore 5 specific things that wise and emotionally intelligent people over 60 simply don't say. And more importantly, we'll talk about what they say instead. Why? Because what we say reflects what we believe, and our beliefs create our reality, especially in this stage of life. Now, one phrase emotionally intelligent people avoid is, "I'm too old for that." It sounds harmless at first, but when you say it, you shut a door. You tell yourself that age is a barrier, not a blessing. But people who grow and thrive after 60 know that age might slow us down physically, sure, but mentally and emotionally, we can keep going as far as we allow ourselves to. I knew a man named Ahmed Uncle, 72 years old, who one day just picked up a paintbrush. He had never painted before. In his words, he thought those days were over. But once he gave himself permission to try, his whole world opened up. Today, his art is displayed in a local center. All he had to do was stop saying, "I'm too old for that," and start asking, "Why not me?" That simple shift, it changed his life. So think for a moment, what have you been avoiding because you feel you're too old? What could open up if you just gave it a try? Another common phrase to avoid is, "That's just how I am." You see, this sentence shuts the door on personal growth. It says, "I've stopped evolving." And if there's one thing emotionally intelligent people never do, it's stop learning. Life after 60 isn't the end of change. It's just a new kind of growth. I remember meeting Fatima Auntie, a lovely woman who used to say she was just an impatient person. "That's just how I am," she'd shrug. But one day she joined a mindfulness class. She learned to slow down, breathe, and reflect. A few months later, her grandchildren said she had become the calmest person in the family. It wasn't magic. It was simply the willingness to change. So ask yourself honestly, is there a behavior or habit you've accepted as permanent, even though it doesn't serve you? What would happen if you believed you could grow past it? Another phrase to let go of is, "No one listens to people my age." This one is deeply emotional because, sadly, it can feel true sometimes. But wise people never use their age as an excuse to stay quiet. Instead, they lean into their experience, and they speak up with confidence and calm. Another harmful phrase people sometimes repeat is, "It's too late for me." Now I know, when you look at a dream, a goal, or a regret that's decades old, it might feel like time has run out, but emotionally intelligent people know that every day we wake up is a chance to begin again. Life doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful. I once met a woman named Zahida Begum. She always wanted to complete her education, but life got in the way. Marriage, children, work. But at 64, she decided she was going to get her diploma. It took her 3 years. And when she finally got that certificate, she cried. Not because she regretted the past, but because she was proud of her present. She now teaches basic literacy to young girls in her area. Her story is living proof that it's never too late. Not to learn, not to grow, not to make a difference. So if you've buried a dream because you think your time has passed, please take a second look. Your second act could be your most powerful one. And finally, the 5th phrase emotionally intelligent people never say is, "I can't change now." Change can be scary, especially as we age. It means discomfort, learning new things, letting go of old habits. But growth never stops unless we choose to stop. My own father once said this very thing when we gave him a smartphone. "I can't change now," he said, shaking his head. But slowly, step by step, we taught him. And now he uses it to call his friends, follow his favorite preachers on YouTube, and share WhatsApp messages with the grandkids. He even sends voice notes. The man who said he couldn't change is now helping his neighbors learn how to use technology. And it all started with one simple shift: being open. So what in your life could be easier, more joyful, or more connected if you just open the door to change? Now take a moment and think back on these 5 phrases. I'm too old for that. That's just how I am. No one listens to people my age. It's too late for me. I can't change now. Have you said any of them recently? If so, it's okay. We've all been there. But now you have a choice. You can replace them with new words. Words of hope, growth, strength, and confidence. Because after 60, you are not done. You are just beginning a new chapter. A wiser one. A more intentional one. The words you choose from now on will shape the quality of that chapter. So choose them with love, choose them with courage, and choose them knowing that it's never too late to say something better. If this message spoke to your heart today or gave you a new perspective, I invite you once more to subscribe to this channel and join our growing family. Let's keep learning together, supporting one another, and creating a life after 60 that's full of peace, purpose, and quiet joy. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care, stay kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.